Hey, it's Colleen with Rope and Resellers, and I am here for a weekly sales update for February 12th through February 18th, 2018.
First thing I sold this week was a vintage lot of home movie reels. They were empty. I mean, there's not much to take a picture of. Some of them were a little older and crustier than others, but they all functioned. Nothing was broken, and I actually had a couple extras that weren't in this picture that I threw in the lot. They sold for $9.29 with free shipping. Paid about 50 cents. I had a big box of home movies and home movie equipment and photography equipment and filters and just really weird, obscure stuff that I listed last week that I have been delaying listing for a couple years, actually. It's just a box. When I did my inventory, I found it. So anyway, this was in there, and these were all the extras. And I thought, well, I could recycle them or I could try to sell them. And I tried to sell them, and I got $9.29. So each thing in that box, I figure, cost me about 50 cents. So this cost me 50 cents for all of these. $4.84 for eBay, PayPal, and shipping costs for a total profit of $3.97. Took a day to sell, and it was something I was going to recycle, so that's great profit on something you were going to throw away. Vintage Canon lens mount. This is really obscure. This is for an obscure Exacta camera. There is a following. It had some issues on the back, which I noted. It had the little how to do it, and then this was the specific information. Probably from the 70s is my guess, 60s or 70s. It's not something you're going to find at a thrift store. It sold for $27.89. I paid 50 cents for it. $4.48 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $22.91, and it took a week to sell. More camera equipment out of that box. A vintage gold-colored Compco home movie reel. Some people use it for decor and steampunk. I took lots of pictures. It sold for $9.29. I obviously had stuff on sale in my store. 50 cents is what it cost me. $4.19 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $4.60, and it took 2 days to sell. This is a Yellowstone Ski Club youth jacket, zip front. That's the inside of it. It wasn't any kind of remarkable brand, so I didn't put it in the listing title. It sold for $13.94. They paid shipping, so I collected $18.88. I spent $1 at the thrift store on this. $7.52 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $10.36, and it took 3 months to sell. This is the last of the strawberry shortcake. Oh, nice hair, Colleen. And it had a couple other little figures with it. I've sold a couple of these already. $9.29 is what it sold for. I spent $1 about at an estate sale. $4.08 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $4.21, and it took 3 months to sell. Ralph Lauren black career dress pants. This was a green label. I'll show it to you. Lauren by Ralph Lauren, premium. They're black, pretty generic. $13.94 is what they sold for. I collected $17.60. They paid shipping. I paid $1. I do believe this came out of, yes, out of the consignment store bag. $6.24 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $10.36, and it took 2 weeks to sell. This is a vintage home movie. There was this cool, like, nerdy science guy, and he lit off this explosion, so that was kind of fun. And there was another movie lot, so I just took pictures of the movie, and then these were the reels. It sold for $9.29. They paid shipping, so $12.08 is what I collected. Spent 50 cents on it. $4.30 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $7.27, and it took 2 days to sell. And there were some other German Shepherds. All the movies in here were from the late 60s, early 70s. And definitely this guy was pretty darn awesome. Irish party animal. sweatshirt from the 80s. Here's the vintage label. It's Dodger, so I don't think nope, I didn't even put it in the title. It sold $18.59. I spent $1 for this at the Goodwill at Dollar Day. $7.20 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $10.39, and it took 8 months to sell. I mean, who wouldn't want that on your sweatshirt? It definitely was kind of, looks like it had seen a few parties, and so's he. But anyway, someone will have fun with that. This was my big sort of score of the week. It's a Gunny Sacks prom dress, and if you're familiar with this brand at all, Gunny Sacks. I grew up in San Francisco, and we would go to the Gunny Sacks outlet and go buy dresses for prom or Christmas or whatever occasion because they were relatively inexpensive. This is not a typical Gunny Sacks dress. Usually they had like a bodice with a lace up front, sort of like a Renaissance fair look. So this was gold lame, which is just horrible fabric to sew with, but this was actually decent quality. Uh, it, I, my daughter thought it was hideous. I actually thought it was kind of cool, but it definitely was not typical Gunny Sacks. It sold for $37.19. $45.34 is what I collected because they paid for shipping. I spent $1 on this at Dollar Days at Goodwill. $13.64 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $30.67, and it took about 7 hours to sell. It went really quick. I'm sure if you look up Gunny Sacks, you can see this might have gone for more money, but I just didn't want to wait. I need to make money, so I let it go. I thought that was a decent price. I made $30. Tommy Hilfiger. It's just a beach bag. There's nothing really super remarkable about this. There's the tag. $23.24 is what it sold for. I paid 25 cents for this at a rummage sale. $7.48 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $15.51, and it took 8 months to sell. This is a Monolux photography something. It had like this blue lens on the end of it, and you put a light bulb in it. I have no idea what it was for, microscope or I'm not sure, but it sold for $18.59. I paid, let's see, I paid it, well, it came out of that, $18.59. I collected shipping, so $25.69 is what they paid. 50 cents is what it cost me. $10.30 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $14.89, and it took 6 days to sell. So pretty quick for not knowing what it was. And the last thing I sold was a set of dinner spoons, Stanley Roberts, and this was just stainless steel from Korea. This wasn't really anything super remarkable, but they sold for $12.50. They paid shipping, so I collected $15.42. Cost me about 50 cents. I bought it at an estate sale. $4.82 for shipping and fees, and a total profit of $10.10, but they took 2 years to sell. Looking at the numbers, $203.04 is what everything sold for. I collected $232.60 because of shipping, and that is the number they show you on your eBay Seller Hub. $825 is cost of goods. $79.11 is total shipping, eBay, and PayPal fees for the week, and total profit of net profit, $145.24. So getting closer than last week, but not quite there. But with merch, I sold 11 shirts. That was kind of nice. One day I sold 5 shirts. That definitely helped. So that's $52.18, getting me closer to my $200 net goal, $197.42.
Okay, so I seem to be clawing back, not quite to the surface yet, but I feel like I'm in the shallow end of the pool for a change instead of the deep end. And all I can do is keep listing. This week already has gone pretty well considering it was a holiday week. I did one auction that was successful, and you'll see that result next week. Last week I did some auctions. They had nothing sold. I've had mixed results on auctions. Some people believe that they bring in traffic. Some people don't like auctions at all. I am trying a lot of different things right now. because I just want to continue to be successful. So I just want to bring up something really quick before I go into my tip about a, a continuation of a thread to a comment that I made last week or the week before about it being competitive and the grassy knoller saying there's a lot more people doing this. Yes, there's a lot more people doing this, but I agree with the people that have been commenting, which I really appreciate your comments. They've been really fun for me. They're always a delight to read, and I really appreciate them. But they were saying that this isn't for everyone. It's a lot of work to do eBay. You all know that. And that some people are going to get sick of it because the reward, I mean, look, it does take time to list. It takes time to photograph. It takes time to ship. If you count all your time, if you're not making $10, $30 profit, net, not gross, not the picture that they paint for you on eBay, then maybe this isn't the right thing for you. I don't mind. I have the freedom to pick up my kids from school, take them to games, go watch their games. I can have meetings in the middle of the day. I have a lot of flexibility, and for that, I don't mind making less than what I would make in an office job. And I feel really fortunate. And I think eBay's great. There was a time when I first started eBay, it was awesome. You could throw up anything. It was ridiculous how easy it was to sell on eBay. And there wasn't as much competition, but it was also a lot harder. You had to use a digital camera when I started, and it was a lot harder in some respects. I remember my dad first listing because he started like in the late 90s, and he didn't even have pictures. He just sold stuff by describing it, which is how we get these monstrous descriptions. That's from that era. And then when I started, I had just this horrible disc camera thing, a horrible digital camera, and you would upload it and it would take a long time. And I wasn't on eBay when it was still dial-up, but that must have been hard. So at least I'm in sort of a modern era. Yeah, I definitely was not during dial-up, but it used to be really hard to get your stuff up there, but it was also extremely easy. If you actually managed to get it up on the site, you probably were going to sell it. And everyone did auctions. I started out doing auctions and realized pretty quickly, and my dad told me, no, people don't do auctions anymore. They do buy it now. I just want to go and buy the thing. I don't want to wait. So I started doing, in my era, when I started, I did buy it now. I tried a couple auctions, and sometimes they were successful. And then it got to the point where auctions weren't working at all. And now I see the purpose of auctions and how that fits in the whole picture. And it needs to be something in demand, and it needs to be rare. So there's that whole side of things. And then eBay got really mean, and they do seller updates 2, now 3 times a year, and they were really mean, and the policies were not in the seller's favor, and it was really hard, and you were just getting frustrated because people started scamming the system, and the feedback system was unfair, and then they took away the feedback to leave for buyers, and you couldn't. And then they took away the negative feedback for buyers because it just became this cat fight. And then we got a new president in eBay, and it's been amazing because they see the value in the sellers. They see the value in the sellers, and they see the value in the buyers. And I think they finally see their place as a platform to provide a good experience for everyone that is relatively safe. They back you up. Basically everyone is good, but if not everyone is going to play nice, then we're here to help mediate and get involved. And I can't say enough about eBay. They're an amazing company. My brother-in-law worked for them when he worked for PayPal, which he still works for PayPal, but they aren't part of eBay anymore. They were awesome. I mean, they're a dirtbag company. They don't give amazing salaries and amazing benefits and all this stuff, but it's a fun place to work. People seem to stay there a long time. I mean, listen to some of the people on eBay Radio. They've been there 12, 15 years. There's a lot of loyalty there. There's a lot of loyalty to their sellers. I feel like with all the new eBay Open and I'm signed up to do their seminar for, I can't remember, improve your business or something. I can't remember what it was, but it's starting, I think you have to sign up by February 28th. So I'm doing that to try to help improve my business and listen to what they say, because they're not going to give you bad advice. It's in their interest that you make money. So it's in their interest to teach you how successful sellers sell. All you can do is do your best. When you're out and you're sourcing, just look and see. If there's 10,000 of something and only 100 is sold, guess what? You probably aren't going to be able to sell that item. There's too much competition. The market's too saturated. Put it back and get something else. As of right now, I am looking at $20 items when I am sourcing, because I still have Mount unlisted off to the side over here. And I am trying really hard whenever I buy something new to source, when I'm sourcing, it needs to be 50% sell-through rate. So if there's 100 items listed, there better be 100 items that have sold. So 50-50. I have a good chance then that it's sold. So active compared to sold, and that ratio. And then also what's going to net me $10 to $20, because what's your time worth? I don't want to spend my whole day listing things for $9.99 with free shipping to make $3. Then if I'm only listing 5 or 6 things an hour, I'm not making much money, and I may as well go work at McDonald's, you know? So I really think you just need to be smarter. Yes, there's competition. There's going to be competition in everything, but you just need to be smarter. So with that, here's my tip for the week about business practices. I made up a little video, and let's take a look.
Business policies. This is not an easy place to find. They make it sound so simple. If you just hover above eBay and go to your account, and I mean, the way that they tell you to do it, they tell you to go to my eBay, do summary, and then go to your account page, and I click on account, and I don't see business policies anywhere. But I did find it because I'm persistent. So what I did was I went to my eBay, the seller hub. I went down to, it's not going to show it. There it is. Come on. Account summary. I went to automation under selling tools, automation preferences. I know, that's not what they told me at all. And then if you scroll down on the left-hand side, so this is obviously something that they are working on, it says business policies. Oops, looks like we can't do that right now. If you've opted into and you want to opt out, you can opt out, but if you haven't had the chance, check eBay selling section periodically to find out when this feature will be available to you. So lucky for me, I can just keep listing. But they say that it's going to help in the long run to set up automated business policies. So basically how you do shipping. Okay, if it's first class, then it's handled this way. If it weighs this much, it goes this way. If it's this size, it goes that way. So it's basically a shipping policy type of thing, I think. Don't quote me on that. It's obviously something they're working on, and they aren't ready for me yet. And that's fine. Less work for me.
Again, I want to thank you for subscribing. I am well on my way to meeting YouTube's target, and I have you to thank for that. So thank you. Tell your friends if you like this material. If you don't like this material, that's okay too. You don't have to watch. Don't subscribe. Unsubscribe. I don't care. I got a thick skin. It's all good. But I do want to thank you. I love your comments. It's been really fun seeing the interaction and the thoughts that are getting expressed. And this is a safe place as long as you guys are positive and we don't rip on each other. I think this could be just an awesome place to gather and talk and share ideas. And don't forget about all the amazing Facebook groups that are out there. There's a lot of knowledge out there that with lots of people that want to help. So with that, I want to wish you all a good week with lots of sales. Don't forget to make a comment if you want to, and subscribe if you want to, and we'll see you next week.